Hi class, this is Dr. Presser. Welcome to Unit 3. Today's lesson is just an introduction to graphing. So you want to do the first 3 videos if you're going to watch them. They're kind of short before doing homework 17 and 18. So I'm going to try and break it up into tiny pieces. So that's the plan for today, just an introduction to graphing. Okay. So when you do graphing, sometimes it's called the XY plane, the Cartesian plane, but all the graphing that we would do would be on a grid or a set of axes that look somewhat like this. What's going to be weird is when you're doing all of this homework online, you're going to be using some online tools to do the graphing. So I think you're going to want to definitely do the worksheets. I sent you a PDF of those and they are in my lab so that you can practice physically drawing the lines themselves as well. Usually we label like this X over here and Y here is the vertical up and down axis. And there are a bunch of different names kind of in terms of different areas of the grid. And we actually number them counterclockwise. So this top corner up here is quadrant 1, and this square right here is quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. And every dot that goes in the quadrant is an ordered pair. So it's like parentheses with 2 numbers, an X in the first spot and a Y in the second spot. And so I've labeled here that everything in this comes from 2 positive numbers, a positive first number and a positive second number. Everything in quadrant 2 comes from a negative first number and a positive second number, etc. 2 negatives, first positive, second negative. The first number is always going to be referred to as the X, and the second number is referred to as the Y. A couple other special names. This is the X-axis, and this is the Y-axis. And this point in the middle, 0, 0, you can kind of see it's kind of gray. That is known as the origin. So if you were reading something or doing something, that's what that name is. So we write any point as an ordered pair, and the first number tells you how far to move left or right. Negative numbers move left, positive numbers move right, and the second number tells you how far to move up or down. Negative down, positive up. So I'll try to use my tablet here to show you how to graph these points. So A is 0, 3. So I'm going to go to 0 on the x-axis. I'm not going to go left or right because it says 0. And then I'm going to go up to 3. So that's going to be my A at 0, 3. So that's going to be your A. I'll mark it so you know that the A is in red. Let's do B in blue. So -2, -1. So that means from the middle, I'm always starting in the middle, go left 2, and then go down 1. So I'm going to put a dot right there. So left 2 and down 1 because they're both negative. For C, let's do green. So the 1 is positive. That means from the middle, I'm going to go to a positive 1, but the 4 is negative, so I'm going to go down 4. So 1, -4. And lastly, let's do D in purple. This is negative first, so the first thing I'm going to move is 4 steps to the left, and that 0 in the Y says don't go anywhere. So that's how we graph points. And there will always be one question on the test, which is just graph a point. So making sure you know where the points are in terms of how we do things. So that's the basics of how you put things on. The red point and the purple point, which are on the axes, so again, the red is on the y-axis and the purple is on the x-axis, are going to be important in homework 19 because those are going to end up being things we call intercepts. So paying attention to where it crosses is important. This is just kind of a summary of kind of the points and the labels. And I just wanted to highlight here that the order is important. So notice this -4, 2 is over here where we go left 4 and up 2. So that's the -4, 2. But 2, -4 is something totally different. We go to the right 2 and then down 4. So you have to be careful about the order. I wanted to jump out to my labs to give you an idea. The first question I saw that was something with graphing was this plot the ordered pair 2, 1. And when I go to do that in my labs, I actually, I'm like, click on the dot, move it 2 and up 1, and then I click again to say, yes, that's where I want the point to be. And that was okay. So we can do, it's a little slow, I think, because I have so much stuff on the screen. It asks, in which quadrant does it lie? Remember, the quadrants are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is 1. And that's all that question asks. So we could just do a similar one to practice. And it actually gave me the same point, 2, 1. But again, you can move around in here. So that's how you graph a point in my labs. A line is a little different, so I'm not going to keep my grade on here. The lines you'll see will be in homework 18. And again, there's a little lag here with the video and all that running. And I already went in here and looked at the video, at the slides, but you can see something here. We're going to graph lines in one of the later videos, but I thought you could see that. Some people like to do this, like click to enlarge graph so that you can see what you're working with. And this particular question asks you to graph the line x equals -7. And I'll do that before I leave, but most of what we're graphing are going to be lines. So you're going to click on the line tool. And then to graph a line, you click a point. And then once you click that point, see how when I move my mouse, I'm like spinning it all around. So then you have to click a second point. Now, when we do the lesson, I'll talk to you about having a couple points, like 2 or 3 points. For the computer, it's only going to need 2 to do it, to check. So this happens to be wrong, so we'll clear it. Yes, I want to clear it. This line x equals -7 is a weird, interesting line you're going to learn about. It's not a point -7. The line x equals -7 is actually this vertical line through -7. And then I would save it and check my answer. So that's how to do graphing in MyLabs Plus. So that's one of the things. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me. Thanks for your patience as I tried to do this.